Welcome to another episode of Trending Niches. This week I once again had assistance by the niche research god himself, Milo, so you know this is going to be a good episode. The first trend that you need to avoid, according to Milo, is sign the contract. And this is very, very new, very recent trend that's just suddenly popped up. Quite a lot of shirts doing very well, and the designs all look extremely similar. This stems from Mike Tyson. He wore this shirt in a recent social media post, and he's actually selling it on his own website. So definitely do not try to upload a design like this. It's one of those, big bad infringements that could potentially get you terminated. Next up, you also need to avoid I don't trust soup. A lot of new sellers popping up in this niche. Definitely a current trend. Right here we've got one with 130k BSR, but a quick Google search reveals that this stems from a show called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel from 2017. Must be a quote from that show, and that's why I personally wouldn't feel comfortable selling it, at least on Amazon. And because it is Easter, I want to give out another warning. Peeps is not something that you should be using in your designs. I know I've mentioned this before, but you can see the top sellers right here. These three are actual official Peeps t-shirts. This is the Peeps logo, and the rabbits and these chicks that you see right here are types of sweets like marshmallows that are sold in America. And most of the other designs that you see with the word Peeps are kind of ripping off the brand. Teaching my favorite Peeps, it is just way too close to this brand's, well, it's literally the brand name. And it also uses their graphics in a sense, or their style with those marshmallows. So yeah, just don't use that keyword Peeps. It is very dangerous and could most definitely cause rejections and removals in future. Speaking of Easter, it is one of the biggest trends right now, and it's going to sell well for another 2 weeks. So one potential sub-niche of Easter that you could try and target is this one right here. It's sort of a funny Jesus design. It says YOLO, joke, be right back, Jesus. And there is some established designs at the top getting a ton of sales, but if we scroll down a bit, you can see there's a lot of newcomers as well. We've got the new badge right here and multiple designs in different styles, different layouts, and with decent BSRs. So this is definitely a niche that can still be broken into with new listings. So yeah, check out this sub-niche of Easter, or try and find some other sub-niches as well. At least if you're in the lower tiers of merch by Amazon, then this is a good time to try and target some lower competition Easter niches. Trend number 2 is, isn't it past your jail time? This is a trend related to Trump, so it's always a bit of a grey area with Amazon, but this was just a joke that someone made on the Oscars, or during the Oscars. So I don't really see a massive problem with this. It's Amazon, so it's hard to predict, but this is trending and it is very, very fresh. As you can see, 4 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and lots of these are selling. Maybe not massively, like there's no super low BSRs, but this is a very new trend, and the trends related to political figures can do very well over time as well, not just in the short term. So yeah, this is an interesting one. Proceed with caution on Amazon. I can't tell you 100% for sure whether this is safe, but on all other platforms I would say you're probably fine setting this phrase. Another big trend right now is solar eclipse. So I actually dug a bit deeper and tried to find some sub-niche ideas for you that are not as competitive. The first one being eclipse at sea. As you can see right here, there is quite a bunch of designs getting sales, and all of these are posted over the past 2 months. Some of them are very recent as well, as you can see, and notice as well, some designs are broad that just say solar eclipse at sea with the date, but others actually have a place in it as well, this one being in Mexico. So yeah, interesting sub-niche. I didn't think really crossing cruise ships with solar eclipse would make any sense, but it seems like there is some interest. And another small interesting sub-niche that I found for solar eclipse is a very common evergreen phrase that says school is important but solar eclipse is importanter. So this is obviously targeting kids that might you know, take some time off school or watch the solar eclipse during school, and they might have like a break in between classes. I don't know. It's definitely targeting students in a sense. And once again, you can see that all of these designs indexed in Flying Research were posted over the past 2 months, and the top seller is getting a 500k BSR. And the interesting thing is, if you type this phrase into Amazon, first of all, you get an like auto suggest by the Amazon search bar, which is always a good sign. And then we've only got 200 results, which is pretty decent. Same if you go to page 3, by the way, and there is quite a few designs actually right here that you can find with a 500k BSR. Yeah, so check out this sub niche for the solar eclipse that has less competition. Niche number 5 that is trending is Down Syndrome Awareness, and that's because the 21st of March is Down Syndrome Awareness Day. But even though you've only got a few days left to enter this trend, Down syndrome, the niche itself, it sells the entire year. It's just currently spiking in demand, but it is, like, overall, it is more of an evergreen niche, I would say. The color scheme, very obviously blue and yellow, but you're not completely limited to that. There's loads of designs right here with a 10k, 20k BSR, so there's obviously tons of demand, but it is more competitive. You are going to have to find sub niches for this. And one thing else I want to do quickly, just busy rocking my extra chromosome. That looks like a cool idea. It's kind of cross niching this with guitars or rock music. Here we've got it with a panda, and again that same phrase, rocking. Some interesting concepts right here and ideas to niche down. But what I wanted to do as well is scroll through the seller trends. So this is now only showing designs that were recently posted, that have started selling. So we've got 10 days ago, 11 days ago, published 14 days ago, etc. I do quite like this design. It stands out with the sort of checkered background, and just the fact that it's listed on white already helps. I'm not too sure if you can use these sort of smileys, but you could use that style as inspiration and still use other graphics and other phrases. You can also see that socks are kind of a common denominator of a lot of these designs, so you could use some socks within your designs to fit this niche more appropriately. They don't have to be blue and red. Some of these are multicolored as well. And here, interestingly, we've got a design that is literally very targeted to World Down Syndrome Day, March 21st. And I like that this is slightly different in terms of the colors and fonts that are used. It doesn't have loads of elements like socks, like the ribbons. It's just text, cool, interesting looking font. And the blue is more teal rather than a sort of deep, strong blue. So yeah, even though it's just a subtle difference, I think this design definitely stands out in these results. The first Redbubble trend I found this week is social work is easy. And anyone who's ever done social work or knows someone who has knows that this is a lie. And that's what the design is about, by the way. So underneath it says it's like riding a bike, except the bike is on fire, you're on fire, everything's on fire. That is a common sort of funny phrase that is used for things that might appear to be easy but are actually not easy. So yeah, cool scalable phrase, and in this case it works very well with social work. By the way, I like this sort of text effect where you've got a subtle sort of 3D cast behind the letters. I think whilst it's only a small touch, it definitely makes it look more interesting. And here also, whilst the layout is a bit strange with like a very, very tall format, some of the font choices right here definitely look cool as well. It's quite a lot of fonts in one design, which I typically recommend against, but I like the colors, and the combination of fonts seems to work quite well. Whoops, so there we go. Social work is easy, except not really, is currently trending on Redbubble. Next up, I've got Tism Frog for you with only 68 results and some surprisingly interesting designs. This is fairly simple, but at the same time it has that kind of retro feel. Generally, it's just the same sort of phrase thing, rhythm with the Tism, and it has a frog graphic in there. Some of these don't seem to work that well on black shirts, even though they have black in the thumbnail. Like here we've got quite a dark green, we've got some dark brown even, and notice as well that the frog sometimes wears a cowboy hat or cowboy outfit. But yeah, lots of different design styles selling, different layouts, but overall it seems to be the same sort of phrase that people are interested in. Moving on, here we've got protect female spaces. As you can see, it's got the trending arrow, 49 results, which is very little on Redbubble. Some of these are actually hidden as mature content, and generally we see a lot of text-based designs. I quite like these ones at the top, this pin and the sticker. That definitely stands out with the colors and the way it's kind of laid out like sun rays. We've got the text arch along the top and bottom. This looks really cool. I like that design, but at the same time, these sort of political statements can often work very well with this sort of design as well. Black background, bold white fonts, especially the font at the top, often works in political niches. But yeah, not much else to say about this. Very low competition trend on Redbubble related to politics, and I can see it doing well on other platforms too. And another political trend, this is quite a long phrase, like a long-tailed keyword, but I mean, people are looking for it. This has only got 43 results, and it says stop regulating women and start regulating guns. Similar theme, lots of text-based stuff. In this case, there's quite a lot more text to lay out. It looks quite good if you just do a simple left align, some different retro colors perhaps, or if you point out certain words with contrast or different colors, like this person's done very well right here. Stop regulating women, emphasis on that, and start regulating guns, emphasis on that last word as well. Okay, that's about all to do with this niche. Here's some related searches at the bottom that might help you out with keywords or finding other niches, and let's carry on to the next trend. So this one is Native American prayer, 120 results, so slightly bigger than the other trends, but still, for Redbubble, this is decent. Now, I'm guessing these are different types of prayers and not all the same, but the reason I wanted to kind of mention this in this video is because I could see some of these working very, very well on posters. And in fact, some of these are kind of laid out like posters anyway, just shown on stickers because, that's Redbubble for you. But yeah, Native American prayers, take a look into these. There is a bunch of different ones. If you're looking to sell posters, or maybe if you're selling on display, you might find some good, valuable ideas right here because there is interest in it. People are searching for it, and there's a variety of different things to design. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment sausage down below. That way I know you watched until the end. Milo definitely is a true sausage dog. His body's literally never ending and his legs are extremely short. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to learn some tips and tricks on how to increase your sales in 2024, make sure to check out this video next.